Hello, my name is GregTech and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. This is our 300th episode. How crazy is that? We've been doing this for like 2 years, and some of you have watched every single episode. That is absolutely amazing. I do want to thank all my Patreons, who are also very awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. I do this in my spare time, and I do have a lot of fun doing it. But like I said, I do have a normal job, and this is what I do at night usually. So yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, the link is below in the description, along with my Discord. Thankfully, after 300 episodes, we have a certificate of not being a noob anymore. Although, that is kind of questionable at times, because I do screw up. I am upgrading the precise assembler. We'll check that off, because I am working on it. So, as you can see, I've gone ahead and got the Mark II casings. There is a bit of funniness with the hatches not matching. They switched over to this texture as opposed to that one. It does work though. The texture just isn't, it didn't like switch over like it does with the other one. But I realized that we are got a little bit of an issue here that I need to sort out. Actually, I want to do this over here. Because I broke down our charcoal byproducts, I am no longer producing ethylene, which means I am no longer producing polyethylene, which, as we can see, is a bit of an issue. And there is a few, there it is. There is a few other like gases and stuff that we probably need to fix, but I just am kind of waiting to, when it pops up as an issue, we'll fix it. So I have a new space pumping module, because you can pump ethylene. And I'm not switching this one over, I don't think, because a lot of this stuff is actually going to be broken down. So I'm just going to switch the polyethylene. Yeah, the ethylene from that to our space elevator is what we'll do. Yeah, I still haven't... Actually, most of these have probably been switched. There's still 2 outputs somewhere. I just haven't bothered doing it yet. It's like, I always have other stuff to do. Alright, so let me do this. I need a fluid hatch, a machine controller, turn that off because I don't want it to turn on right away. Ethylene. How many types? Benzene. Where is just plain old ethylene? There it is. 6 and 5. Planet 6. Value 5. We'll do 50 million. I've just been doing giant hatches. Like, there's no other there's no reason not to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So there we go. Alright, so there is our ethylene. I think I faced it the right way. Yeah. Unfortunately, those railcraft tanks are a bit limited with the input-output. Polyethylene isn't something we go through a lot. I just need it to... Oh, hello. Actually, they don't seem limited at all. That just filled up completely. That's hilarious. So we should be producing polyethylene, right? And this isn't super fast at all. It just... it was turned off, so it wasn't our thing. We ran out. I mean, we're getting... It's every 2 ticks, so it's not the end of the world. But we are going to replace that, like I said, not relatively soon, but soon-ish, I believe. Actually, I think it's polyethylene that we replace it with. Yeah. I know I keep saying it's like coming up, but yeah. So, yeah, once this stuff gets all... Once I replace all this stuff, that's when I'm going to, like, redo and get rid of all those tanks and put them in big tanks. I'm just kind of holding off until we get to that point. It's coming. I don't know how many episodes away it is, but yeah, it's coming. All right, so that should be... Yeah, there we go. We were totally empty on polyethylene, so we couldn't do those wraps or whatever. That's what we were stuck on for these. But yeah, so we're crafting up the 3. I need 74 on this. And yeah, we're just kind of waiting on the circuits right now because, like I said, the wraps were... I couldn't do the wraps. We were out of polyethylene. All right, so I'm going to finish this. It is... Need 74, and that will get this upgraded to the Mark III. And then with that, I think I'll have... Yeah, we'll have the Mark III casings. And we should be able to do all these. I don't know if we have every single one of these fluids. I think we have most of them. And then these engraved energy chips, not... I don't know. The only problem is, like, it's 2 of the lower tier. So, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So I guess you need 16 of these. So if you need a bunch of these, yeah, it ramps up pretty crazy. But yeah, as you can see, this is kind of why I wanted to get into these as well, because we're going to need all these things fully automated. I did realize, I was like, oh yeah, we'll split these up into 1 each. But then I realized, I'm like, well, there's a bunch more recipes I didn't even think about. So we might be doubling up a little bit. But I think with the buffer, being able to hold multiple fluids and items, the problem with the way I've done this is if it puts like 4 fluids in here, and then this pulls out like 3 of them, and then it puts another group in, it might pull out the wrong fluid, then we'll end up with a stuck thing. Maybe I should do blocking mode then. I feel like that would be good. Also, I have noticed all of a sudden I started having issues with some of our dusts, and I noticed all of them were having to do with annealed copper, and it is an OR dictionary issue, but it never came up before because I never had annealed copper dust sitting in the A system. So when I needed to craft up copper dust, it was just crafting up regular copper. But now I have annealed copper sitting in there. It's trying to put that in the recipes, and they are getting blocked up. And I was trying to figure out, like, why all of a sudden am I having issues with annealed copper? It happened with a bunch of things. Signalum, superconductor base, yttrium. And yeah, it's because I actually have annealed copper sitting in the A system. Because usually I would just craft that as needed for whatever recipes need it. But I ended up with some in the A system. Now it's screwing everything up. I'm actually going to leave that in there. So if we have a recipe that gets screwed up again, I can fix it. I really should just go through like every single one of these. But we're talking like thousands of recipes that need to be or dictionary turned off kind of thing. So I'm just kind of waiting until it becomes an issue and fixing it. I am trying to remember to turn that off. Sometimes it gets flicked on and I don't notice, but yeah. Also, I did switch these over. Now that we have the COAL for UHV, I switched those over. I don't know if I can't remember if I switched the pumps over though. I did do the pumps. I haven't done these yet. I need to switch these recipes over. Just haven't done it. So maybe I'll do that right now as we are crafting up the stuff. Great. I got the casings. There did run into a little bit of a problem. And I'm not fully sure how to solve it yet. I was thinking about, would it be easier to do this on a subnet instead? I'm not fully sure yet. The problem was the fluids. Here, let me just finish this really quick. I'm trying to like talk and think at the same time. I clearly can't do that. All right, so that should be them all. Yeah, all right, so those went to that texture. I feel like some of them did switch over, so I'm not fully sure. It's a bit funny, isn't it? Wonder if it's like a block update or something like that, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe when I log back in, it'll be fixed. So some of the recipes, for example, this one requires lumium, signalum. This one requires lumium, signalum. This one requires lumium. Okay, so they all require aluminum signalum. Maybe we'll do something with that. But what happened was it pulled some of the fluids out of here, and it didn't use like all 4 of the fluids. It used 3 of them and then left 1 of them in here, so then it couldn't input all the fluids. So I'm not sure. I just did the one thing. I haven't really tested it a whole lot, but I think now I guess we could upgrade this. Now there is a bunch less casings because we have a whole lot of input hatches. I actually don't even know how many casings. That is really pink. But yeah, let's do, I'll throw these in here. I don't know, like, let's try, we'll do 32. And then, yeah, I'll get those, and then it's, like I said, we'll see what happens with those. Did I switch that to... Can't remember if I broke that. No. Okay, so it was on precise mode. Yeah, so let me craft... We're crafting up 32 of those, and then... Let me see if it gets messed up when it starts trying to put... Oh, there it goes. You know what I think it might actually be? Now that I'm thinking, maybe we just need... I think what's happening is when it crafts up a second one, that it's maybe before it can get all of 4 fluids in, it's using one from another hatch. I think that's maybe what it's doing. Because it has like Lumium sitting over here, it uses that one before this group gets put in. I'm not entirely sure though. Alright, see, something... It looks like something got screwed up there. It just happened. Did... Alright, yeah, I don't know. It's missing... It's definitely, as you can see, it's missing a fluid, and I have no idea where it went. Why is it missing molten polyethylene? Like, where did that go? Maybe it's the blocking mode that was screwing up? No. Yeah, I am a little confused. Where, like, how did it just disappear? Also, there's some funniness with that mixer. I still have some issues with recipes getting screwed up. I think it's... I actually don't know. I should... There's like a diagram out there that says which ones get clogged up, and you should have on separate. It's like the redstone or something. Maybe it's producing bronze or something like that. Copper, and it only happens when you craft up certain things together. I know stainless causes a bit of an issue with the nickel and iron. Oh, is that a 2? Oh, just kidding. That's not... Doesn't go in that one. Red alloy is 2, right? So obviously, stainless steel is like the big offender, because... Yeah, I've noticed it's the iron and nickel which seem to cause issues, but the chrome and copper might have done something. Is it creating like sterling silver? I don't know. That's just one of those random things. I don't know which one is causing the problem. Okay, but I still don't know where... How did just... Alright, how did... How did polyethylene just go missing? I don't know how that happened. So, I guess let me... And you can see how they have split up. Let me go over here. Throw those back in there. We'll put each of these back in the A system. And try to craft up 3 more. Yeah, that's weird. There's obviously something going on. See, it worked that time. It's when you put the other... Obviously, when you put the other items in, something is happening. So, what would... Like, how is that? I don't know. I just don't know how it went completely missing. Anyway, alright, so we got that. And we're crafting that up. I'll keep looking at this and see if we can figure it out. We are back, and I have gone ahead, as we can see, upgraded the next precise assembler, and the things did in fact switch over. I relogged, and when I logged back in, they were done. I have switched this underneath, and as usual, I think I was probably like way overcomplicating it, because all I've done is a dual interface on another dual interface, storage bus, and I don't even have anything. There's no like filter or anything like that, and it does appear to just be working. It's not a problem. So, I really got to fix that. I don't know which item it is doing it. I'm pretty sure it is something like iron dust or something like that. That is being processed down, and then it puts it in there, and then it gets smelted right away, kind of thing. I think that's what's doing it, but I don't know what item it is. There is iron dust right there, so that might actually be the thing. I also don't remember what is using that iron dust. It does pop up occasionally that's crafting 32 iron dust, and I don't remember what process in the base actually is using that. And I really don't remember. I set something up. It's probably like a crafting card with something, because is it iron chloride or something? Might be iron chloride. Does iron chloride use iron dust? That might be what it is, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Iron. Yeah, I bet that's what it's doing. And the issue with using the level emitters is that I smelt all iron dust from our ore processing in the main network. So we got iron dust in here. So if it's like somewhere, there it is. So if I craft up 10,000 iron dust with the level maintainer, it'll just smelt it all again once it does that. So I probably need a better way of doing that. I think it's over here somewhere, isn't it? Iron chloride. I think this is where it is. It's not turning on then off though, so although it may have just filled up because I was crafting up Yeah, I think it's that's doing it. So when it's crafting up, it messes up the A system. All right. Anyway, not worrying about that right this second. Also, I really need to redo that. I got around to it. Put that on the to-do list. All right. Yeah. So it did work with the thing. I got completely distracted there, but it did work with that. So I'm gonna do the next. Might as well while we're here. Do the next tier up. The next two. Well, while we're here, we might that one as well. Now that does require bioprocessing units. So I don't know if I'm gonna craft those up at this exact moment because we don't need them yet. Oh, that's right. I broke the thing. Oh, it is still named that. Did it not pop up precise? Maybe I just typed it wrong. I wasn't. Did I type it there? I don't know. I do kind of want to see if this one works, though. Yeah, I figured I was going to need a couple of these. Let me just do this really quick and we'll just see what I need. Easiest way to do is that. These recipes are, I don't know, funny. I think I probably need... Is this... I think I'm probably going to have to manually do that recipe. Do that. I feel like that is something that would get screwed up with like MBT data. So that needs that. Never actually used those, or I did them like once for an IC2 thing, and I ended up just getting rid of it. This, yeah, I think, no. Where do I do the, where I do them, like right here. This is what I, right? Yeah, I think that would do it. Energy. Let's just double check. If I need like millions of these, we can just get it from a bee. Yeah, all right. So that does work. And does that... Yeah, let's do energy crystal. And a laser. I want it to do that. There we go. And that is in Ruby. Did I name one Ruby? I did. All right. Engraved. See if that actually works. Now, I don't know. I'm sure we're gonna need these in like the gabillions, although like that's not consumed there. Like quantum anomalies, I think we're gonna need. I know it's not consumed there, but man, look at this stuff. We might need tons of those in the future. Oh yeah. Isn't this? I actually don't know. Man, some of these recipes, they are scary. They are scary for sure. All right. Is that... Oh, like finished. All right. So we got our engraved. Okay, cool. So I think we got that. So we'll see if this works. All right. I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, also, I upgraded the input hatches. If you remember, the fluids were on this side, but they were just small input hatches, just HV, because I basically, when I broke it down in the main base, I just moved it over here. But I have upgraded them to ZPM, and basically what I did was I looked at the thing to get the channel, pulled the thing off, and then emptied the fluid and then moved it over and then put the thing back down. So I remembered which ones we were at. I need to speed up our liquid helium too. Is that something? I don't think liquid helium is a pumpable. No. You can get helium from our space elevator, but liquid helium is not one, unfortunately. Need to... I'm like... it's liquid oxygen. I knew there was like one liquid, and I couldn't remember what it was. Helium, argon, xenon. Yeah, ethylene. Lots of useful items. Tritium. Ammonia. It's not a lot though, but I think with the space, it goes so fast that might be a viable thing, because I am actually tearing through. Look at that molten. We wanted to just get millions of molten iron. We could just do it that and solidify it. That's hilarious. Saltwater, hydrofluoric. Yeah. Most of these are pretty cool. And radon, that's so much better that we do it. The molten copper. Both of these being pumpable, that could also be something if we wanted to pump as well. All right, are we working here? Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so yeah, I was way making this much more complicated than it needed to be. But I have done that all over the base, made things way more complicated than it actually needed to be. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, man, the subnets I was making way more complicated. But, alright, we got our precise assemblers upgraded. That was pretty good. Oh, the reason I did the bigger hatches, because the casings, I believe, does multiple, the multiple parallel. So Mark III is 128 parallel, but it would be limited by the size of the hatches, because they only hold 64 buckets, whereas these hold 1,000 buckets. I probably could have even done bigger hatches, but I thought that would probably be big enough. But if we notice something that is being bottlenecked, I can always fix that. But yeah, so we got those done and marked off the base. Oh, also we got that. So, compact fusion, infinity armor, 8 channels, that's like a big thing. Oh, we got fuel power. We haven't done the Mark IV, liquid helium, optimal SMDs. So we got some things we need to do. But anyway, that's going to be for today. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.